Hello, hello, hello everyone. Britta Campton here. The last couple of weeks you guys have been asking a lot about the proper way to wrap your hands for kickboxing or boxing. So today, that's what I'm going to show you. So first things first, on your wrap, you want to find the end that has the hoop for your thumb. And those of you that have title wraps, right next to that hoop, it's going to say this side down. So you know you're going to want to start with that side facing the floor. For those of you that do not have wraps that say that, you're going to want to see where the hoop connects to the wrap, and a lot of times the stitching will come to a triangle. Mine doesn't, but a lot of times it will come to a triangle, and you're going to want to use the opposite side. So you'll find the side where you can see the hoop connecting to the wrap, and you're going to want to use the side that you don't see that stitching. So we're going to go ahead, put our thumb in there, get our first wrap around. And for these first couple of wraps, you really want to make sure that you're not wrapping this too tight. You don't want it too loose either. If it's too loose, once you start boxing and you get those gloves on, it's going to come off, your wrap's going to feel loose, it's going to irritate you. If it's too tight, once you start sweating, that friction of the wrap in your glove is really going to bother your skin. So it might take you a couple times to adjust it and figure out what feels comfortable for you. And remember, when you're wrapping your hand, you want to keep your wrist as straight as possible. You don't want it up here, you don't want it down here. Try to keep it as straight as possible, okay? And depending on whether you feel like you need more wrist support or more support on your knuckles will determine how much of your wrap you use on that part of your hand. For me, I don't feel like I need as much support on my wrist. I like to have a lot more support on my knuckles. So I'll spend a lot more time wrapping my knuckles than my wrist. So down here, I'm probably gonna go around maybe 3 times, maybe 4 at most. Once you've done that, we're gonna come up here. We're gonna start coming up to those knuckles right here. Like I said, I like more support on my knuckles. So I'm gonna go around a few more times here. Okay, and then we are going to come back to the wrist and we're gonna start going in between those fingers. So you wanna spread those fingers as best you can, okay? And once you have that in between your fingers, you're gonna make a fist, pull that wrap through so you make sure it's tight, and then open it to make sure it's not too tight. And then bring that back down around that wrist, and you're always gonna come up through your fingers. You don't wanna go down, you wanna come up through those fingers, okay? Then we're gonna come up through the next set, make a fist, open it, okay? And we're gonna come around to that wrist, come back in between those last 2 fingers, same thing, make a fist, give a little tug, open those fingers, come back around that wrist. And like I said, I like more knuckle support, so I'm gonna come back up here and come around my knuckles a couple more times. Make sure it feels comfortable for me. And then I'm gonna go ahead and come around my wrist those last couple times. That's where you wanna end up. And if you have wrapped your hand correctly with the correct side down, your Velcro is going to match up and you are all set. And then obviously you'll do the same thing on the other hand. If you have any questions or if you're unsure, grab me before a class, after a class. I have no problem helping you wrap your hands, figure out what's most comfortable for you. If you're having trouble finding which side to start with down, I can help you figure that out. We can leave a little mark on your wrap, do whatever we need to figure out which side you need to start with, so that way next time you go to wrap your hands, you know exactly where you need to start. So let me know if you guys have any questions, and hopefully this was helpful. Thank you.